The merchants were the lowest people in the Japan's social rules. Merchants broke a lot of the social barriers. Merchants looked at cotton kimonos and wearing silk. The merchants were having the same samurai hairstyle. As a result of their social class, they were forbidden to wear silk as it was a symbol of luxury and wealth. However, with the increasing wealth of the merchants, they gained more power and ignored the laws of the shogun. Not only did the merchants live in a different section of each city, but the higher classes were gone to mix them. Artisans were the second to lowest people on the social hierarchy for Japan. Artisans divided services into inhabitants in the daimyo castle. In quotation marks, the daily life for an artisan is all about fulfilling orders. An artisan fulfills his orders from the daily clinic first, then make items for his stock. Sword sharpeners, sword makers, roofers, shaft makers, dyers, sake brewers, carpenters, plaster, and tasters are just one of the many types of artisan in Japan. An artisan who is supposed to work for the shogun is sometimes given the privilege. Without merchants and artisans, the community would not be complete and unorganized. They played a role in ancient Japan. Japanese peasants got paid with rich and also with land. They paid taxes and rich in food every single month, but the upper class and the lord also had to pay taxes to the daimyo. They were required to work for a number of days. A ronin was a samurai warrior in Japan without a master or a lord, known as daimyo. A samurai would become a ronin in many different ways. His master might die or lose its power, or the samurai might lose its master's favor. Every daimyo needed experienced soldiers, and ronin did not remain masterless for long. However, once Totoma Hideyoshi, who reigned from 1585 to 1598, began to pacify the country, and the Tokugawa shoguns brought peace to Japan, there was no longer any need for some warriors. Those who chose the life of a ronin would usually live in poverty. The life of a samurai had to become one. Right from the beginning, since childhood, they learned how to move and act correctly. It can be compared to a ritual like learning how to spin a special order of movements. Left knee is down first, so that it is possible to draw the sword if they had to. If commanded, true bushi were expected to give their lives without hesitation. Any form of disgrace, cowardice, dishonor will be reflected poorly on the lord, and was the reason for a bushi to commit suicide by seppuku. Daimyo came under the centralizing influence of Tokugawa's shogunate in two chief ways. In the way of a hostage-taking that was used by the shogunate, and the daimyo were required to use their residence between their domains and where the shogun's court at the place called Edo. The man truly in control was the shogun. His daily duties were to train the daimyo and the samurai to keep control over his portion of the land. Should the shogun have a captive child, the daimyo would have also given a portion of his time to training him in the ways of the samurai, just as if he were at home and will be returned. Should the shogun have need for the loyalty of these daimyo, another way for the captive son to be returned is if the daimyo falls in battle. In that case, the son will inherit what the remainder of his father's forces. For almost 700 years after that, Japan was ruled mainly by a succession of shoguns whose titles were usually passed on from a father to the son. Sometimes the shogun's family would become weak and a rebel leader, and would resize power for them. After which he would be named shogun and would start a new ruling family. The shoguns were those of the Tokugawa clan and came to power in 1603 and ruled until 1867. Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the dynasty, built a new capital in the Edo, the city that is now Tokyo. His grandson Ieyasu completed the national isolation policy. The shoguns was imposed a strict class style, with the samurai warriors at the top, followed by farmers, artisans, and merchants. Under the shoguns were lords with the title of daimyo. Each of one ruled a leader part of Japan. The Tokugawa shogunate remained in firm command of the government during their rule, unlike earlier shogun families whose power was weaker. In 1867, those 15 shogunate Yoshimanu was forced to give up his position and return his power to the emperor court. The emperor moved from the Kyoto to Edo the following year, and his government swept away most of the systems established by the shogunate.